They want to send me to my in-laws' village to live with my husband. But I say, I don't want to go yet. But my mother is insisting, you must go. But I like someone else. I do not like my husband.
Sari doesn't know how old she is. She could be 16 or 17, she says. But already she faces an adult dilemma.
When I was about 10 years old, my mother told me I was going to be married to the son of one of her friends. He was about the same age as me, in a village about 2 hours' journey from here. When the marriage day came, about a month later, my mother and the other women dressed me up. They painted my hands and feet with henna designs. I resisted and was beaten by my mother until I submitted. My father spent 20,000 rupees on the wedding party.
Child marriage is common across a wide swathe of northern India, especially in the arid state of Rajasthan, a bastion of Hindu tradition. Marriages take place on Akha Tej, considered the most auspicious day in the year for marriage by astrologers and religious pundits. When they marry, some brides and grooms are still babies in their mother's arms. Most haven't attained puberty. Doli looks about 12. Her parents insist she's 18, the legal age for marriage. The afternoon before she and her older sister are married, Doli is skipping around her family farmhouse with other children. The village women gather round to help Doli get dressed for her wedding. She's still not embarrassed to change her blouse in public. Her intended husband, Papu Lal, has a small moustache, but has not yet started shaving. His family says he's 21, the legal marriageable age for men. He looks about 15. As the night of Akha Tej wears on to the most auspicious hour of 2 o'clock in the morning, Papu Lal, the groom, falls asleep. Finally, the Pandit returns to complete the ceremony. Papu Lal leads Doli round the sacred fire 7 times. A child when the night began, Doli is now a woman, hiding her face behind a veil so that other men can't gaze at her. But she'll stay with her parents for a few years before the marriage is consummated. When she's really 17, like Sari is now, she'll go to live with Papu Lal in his family's home. This is the way it's always been done in Rajasthan, the way Sari's own parents were married. Even well-educated middle-class families in modern India feel that the choice of a marriage partner is too important to be left to chance. Marriages cement not just families, but a whole social order, thousands of years old. The family name Agarwal used to signify members of a caste of merchants. Now the Agarwals include many doctors, lawyers, and other professional people spread around the world. Yet many Agarwal parents still seek a son or daughter-in-law from the same caste. In the global village, matchmaking takes unusual forms. Hundreds of Agarwal parents have come to this marriage bazaar in a New Delhi sports stadium to find a groom or bride for their children.
आजकल फ्लैट नंबर 18 निवास पांजी जी राजस्थान के आजकल पांजी जी में रह रहे हैं। इनके अतिरिक्त 4 भाई बहनें हैं जिनमें 2 बहनें हैं।
When a suitable boy or girl is found, the two sets of parents get into a huddle in one of the changing rooms, while the two young people coyly look at each other. They discuss education, money, and the compatibility of the prospective couple's birth stars. Sometimes the match is agreed immediately, and the two families shake hands on the deal. The next step is setting a date when the stars are favorable, and then booking an open space for a temporary marriage hall made out of canvas. Everyone in India complains about the burden of dowry, the gifts of money and luxury goods that the parents of the bride are supposed to make to the groom's family. If the young man has a well-paying and prestigious job, he can then expect a very high dowry. But often, the dowry is thought insufficient, and it can lead to violence against the bride and her family. In New Delhi, the police have set up a special unit to deal with crimes against women. They try to reconcile feuding families before disputes end up in murder, suicide, or torture for the young woman. In Rajasthan, abuse of the dowry system is an argument in defense of child marriage.
We don't take any dowries. Here we just get married, but elsewhere they do take money. They take 20,000 rupees or 60,000 rupees. But we didn't take any money. The family of our son's wife gave us 3,000 rupees, but we gave it back to them. We said, you keep it. We don't need it. God will give it.
Those who defend the practice of child marriage also point out that very few of the marriages are consummated until the girl has reached her late teens, still the normal age of marriage for most women in India. Female education may one day eliminate the practice of child marriage. But Rajasthan has a long way to go. The last Indian census showed that in this state of 44 million people, only 1 in 5 women could read and write. Sari has never been to school, nor have any of her 8 sisters and brothers. Kanchan, the oldest sister, says she's 23, and already she has 3 children. Unusually, she stays with her parents because her husband, Gopal, has chosen to move to his in-laws instead of bringing his wife to his own village a few miles away.
When I was little, my marriage took place. Then when I was 17, I went to my in-laws' place. I only stayed for 5 or 6 days the first time. Then my father took me back because I told him I don't want to stay. Then after another 2 months or so, my mother-in-law came to take me. Then I went back. Gopal was good with me. He's good for me. But I don't like everything else. Amongst us, they don't question this custom. We don't follow these new customs. We still stick to these customs because that's the way it is amongst us. I think it's all right. Truly, it's all right because once you have a child, where can you go? How can you go anywhere? If I didn't have a child, I could have married somebody else. I could have asked my father.
Sari's younger sister, Kali, is 12 years old and already a widow. Her husband died of malaria when he was only 8. Her life ahead is bleak. Nothing but domestic drudgery. For most of the year, when they are not needed for work on the family's few acres, the children live with their mother in New Delhi, India's capital. They sleep in this tiny shack, in a slum squeezed between office buildings and middle-class homes. This is Moti Bagh. The name means Garden of Pearls, but it's one of New Delhi's busiest intersections. 6 days a week, this is where the families spend their days, hopping between footpaths and traffic islands on New Delhi's main ring road. The air is suffocating, and the traffic risky for the little ones. They sell newspapers for which they earn a small commission, and they each make about 25 rupees a day, or 60 cents. Out of this, the family has to pay the $8 a month rent on their slum dwelling, buy their food, and save a little to take back to Rajasthan. But the big city has flashed an alternative to Sari. She's become an attractive teenager, full of dreams, encouraged by the latest Hindi movies, which she adores. She's met Babu Lal, a boy from the same caste in Rajasthan, who works on construction sites around Delhi and lives nearby.
I met Sahiri first 2 or 3 years ago. No, two and a half. In Moti Bagh, at the crossing. I fell in love with her. We went once to see a movie together. I met her many times. We both love each other. I'll marry her. We'll stay with each other. We'll marry whenever she wants.
But Sari's family is strongly opposed to this arrangement. Her mother says Sari is already married, and her older sister, Kanchan, thinks Babulal is not the right kind of person anyway. She says his family has no money, and that Babulal rarely works.
My mother and Kanchan watch me closely. I can meet Babulal